Are you ninja watching? What's up? What's going on? Right. We like to hear what the chat have to say, but here's the thing. It's interesting how he became a red pill coach. He seems to be passionate. This is part of the origin story of it, huh?
Yeah, bad things happened because I didn't listen to good advice. I listened to bad advice. So that's why I get so passionate about this stuff. What's that?
This is the lady you're still with, correct?
Yo, even Lindsay was our mod right there. That's one of our mods. The great Lindsay. She's the only one that's actually like, what the hell? You're still with her? You know, none of these other guys are maybe they heard the story so many times, but still, they're not shocked. I was shocked when I heard this shit, bro.
Oh, they don't care. That other guy's confessing. He'll take a video content creator, dude. These are guys where, yo, man, this is why I say the portable closet is real. The proxy. Remember what was his name who got caught out? He had a beard. He got caught out.
Cuck Murphy.
Yeah, there's Cuck Murphy. Then there's Ian. There's a UFC fighter called Ian McGowan. He's married with his wife and lets her sleep with other dudes because they want the essence of another man. They're scared. They're scared to come out the closet. That's why I call it the portable closet. Is you move with closet intentions. Like, dog, you sending your wife to sleep with other men, bring the sweat of other men into your bed, and you're perfectly fine with it. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? Why are you so comfortable with kissing her, knowing her mouth might have swallowed the ranch of another man? Because that's what she wanted. Yeah, that ranch dressing. You know what I'm saying? That's what she brings from another man. You two. You know what I mean? That's one thing Susan taught me to be, self-censor myself.
Rest in peace, Susan.
Oh, hey, I don't know if it's peace as in
this is
peace
the lady you're still with, correct?
Rest in pieces. Yeah, you got it.
Yes.
Come on, Lindsay.
About this stuff.
Shout out to Lindsay.
This is the lady you're still with, correct?
Yes.
Wow, twice.
She said wow twice.
Yeah, but that again, I didn't know the. Not to interrupt you. To me, when I hear from the mermaid, and YouTube, from the mermaid perception, I look at the wow as that's an opportunity. The problem with us men here in the manosphere is when a woman speaks in our lingo, we don't see that it's different. It's an opportunity. If she sees a guy going on a stream live saying, I'm with her, she cheated 5 times, in her mind, there are guys that would allow me to do this. You know what I'm saying? It's an opportunity. There's
I can see a guy thinking the same thing on the other way too. And this girl, this baddie saying like, but the last 5 guys the last 2 guys I was with, all they did is constantly cheat on me. You're like, oh, okay.
Well, with that situation, it's, we don't want to admit we've been trained. The man, I always tell people this, the biggest fear men have is manhood. And the manhood will tell you that, a woman that's with you, that follows you, would understand that this is a man. 1 or 2, we have our own different limits. I used to tell guys, I might be a 7 chick guy. You might be a 1 chick guy. You might be a 3. There are different limits. This is why in the 1950s, there used to be guys with 2 families. There's other families like 5 blocks away. And he was just no stress, nothing.
Yeah, over here in Taiwan, in our family, that.
It's my limit.
Happens. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, this will be another stream, but, I ain't going to go deeper, but we have our different limits. And then the mermaids know where they stand. Like, they know to get access to this guy, it comes with him being around other women, But the difference when it's in reverse is that we're men. If a mermaid's cheating on us, that's danger. That's a potential STD and a potential man we got to fight. That's one thing nobody talks about in the manosphere is that when a woman cheats on you, that's a potential threat. Okay, she cheated on me. Was this man in my home?
No.
Did he steal things from me?
Absolutely.
Did he have the keys to my house? Yeah. This is danger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
this is danger, bro.
That's a red. Not even. That's a very life or death type of stuff. You know, they don't get twisted. Look at this with the Godheart Guardian with a comment. That cat has some balls claiming red pill anything. Strip that man's title immediately. He said strip it immediately.
That's
Turned
how
better
easy
to
it
just
is to
cut her
join.
loose, like I should have. I did, but I didn't act on it at the time. But then when I found the space and realized that I more or less provoked many of these situations, not that it's my fault, but the thing is that she's not.
I mean, come on, bro. Like, how hard is it for the woman to say, like, you're a slob. You know, I don't want to be with you. I'm out. No, she did some diabolical shit. You know what I mean?
No. What happened is, bro, I've seen this, and I'm gonna give you an example. It's when a mermaid says, "You know what? I don't want to have your baby." You know what I'm saying? Not now. I'm not ready.
Uh-huh.
That means she wants to use your resources, the money, even if y'all live together, married. She's using you. That a lot of men don't give. She don't have your child, ASAP. That's a sign that she's using you to fund her attracting other men that will replace her. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys don't get that. That guy,
Yeah.
she was with him, using him as a resource that she could travel more and attract other men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then his replacement. And she found guys that she could, quote unquote, sleep with, but that wouldn't keep her. She just kept using him as a resource to get access to other men. Because let's be
Right.
honest, what's easier for a woman, using her own money to get access to multiple men, or being with a man using his money plus her own to access more men? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
It is wild, man.
It's just plain addition right there.
Not attracted to me. She was looking for an out for the relationship, even though she was just hoping that I would wake the fuck up. And I finally did, and just told her, like, yeah, the relationship is now basically 61-49. We're not doing 50-50 anymore. I'm going to make all the final decisions. I've got majority sharehold, and I'm going to either win with you or win without you.
That's a very specific 61-49. Huh? Cool. I never heard
Hey,
that one before.
the purple pill, the thing is real. When a guy thinks the red pill gives him strength and laws, man, that's scam. You know what I'm saying? That scam of I can have authority. Dog, she cheated on you. You have no authority. She just staying there because the money's still good and she ain't yet ready to move out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But these type of guys exist. These fake, oh, the red pill changed my life, man. No, damn. We've seen guys like, what's his name, doing cars and what's his name? He's in cars and whatever that thing is. He was wifed up with a single mom with two kids.
Rich Cooper.
Yeah, Rich Cooper.
Rich Cooper.
From what I heard, the single mom had two kids. He gave her one the other.
Yeah.
And now he's all of a sudden a single mother expert. These guys
Right.
know the market is that over 80%, there's a high percentage, be it black, white, of boys growing up without a father. And they've learned through the red pill to say certain key phrases so they can scam men that are vulnerable, that are seeking so-called fatherly advice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you, son. I'll elaborate later, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. Fatherhood for the modern man will soon be deemed obsolete. As in, your advice from the father perspective will not have any value to the current men. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna look at it as, oh, he's trapped and he's trying to bait me into this trap. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah. I mean, well, nobody really asked me. I mean, a few of the real ones do. They'll ask me questions about being a dad and a husband and all that, and like, but majority of these people, nah, they overlook that shit. They rather have like 11-hour streams about should we date this woman or that woman instead of like being someone that's in the trenches that has children, has
You ain't in
businesses.
don't sell
Yeah, man.
yourself short like that, man. You ain't in the trenches. You in a good situation. That ain't the trenches, man. You in a
Well, also, I'll say I was in
positive.
the trenches. What I was in the trenches, but this is a
Nah,
positive.
brother. Nah, brother. You in a good situation. She left with you, and the honor of that is not only she brought you to a country, but she brought you within her own family. The trust that you wouldn't have culture shock. That's a lot of trust for a woman to say, "Come to my home country," and she doesn't expect culture shock to just continue. She saw the strength of a man that will lead. You put this man in the desert, put him in India. You
Hmm.
still gotta stay
We'll
focused
make it
and
work.
locked in.
Yeah.
And make it work
Yeah.
versus you move to a new country and you're like, oh, the average guys, he'll be, oh, this is her home field advantage. They still taking this false gender war from America overseas. Oh man, she
Yeah.
trying to control me, bringing me to her country versus
Nah, man.
understanding. She's like, you know what? I saw this country. It might have risked our
Opportunity, man.
marriage. It might have destroyed us. So let's go home. Let's go to my homeland, bringing me to her country versus
Nah, man.
understanding. She's like, you know what? I saw this country. It might have risked our
Opportunity, man.
marriage. It might have destroyed us. So let's go home. Let's go to my homeland and we'll
Yeah.
dominate. Then you a man that, like me and you used to talk a lot back in the days, that you stick out. You're advertiser friendly. That I mean, how many black dudes in Taiwan besides, what I mean? You put your
Yeah.
hands up, it's
Yeah.
like, where's Waldo, man?
Right, exactly. Not only that, there's black Walls Waldo. There's like black Americans, bro. Like
Uh,
Americans. There's some black folks here, but there's not so many black Americans, and that's a whole another top tier advertisement right there in itself, man. Check this
no
out, bro.
competition.
How do
So
you know she's not cheating now? You don't, do you?
could be. No, I
I
don't. But she knows that if I ever
appreciate
find
the
out
kind words, though. Hold, father
Uh,
hostage.
man,
cold,
you know
and
that,
I'm
man.
gonna either win with you or win
Yeah.
without you.
How do
So
you know she's not cheating now? You don't, do you?
could be. No, I don't. But she knows that if I ever find out that she is again, then I am gonna be done with her this time.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
three strikes you're out.
He said three. He said this time. That's why I said 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out.
One,
So
two, three, four.
got the
What was that song?
whole ball game.
Yeah,
Dude,
who's that
she got
song?
2 strikes, bro. She got 2 strikes on her right now.
Dog. He might have an STD, dog. These type of guys are just the amount
I
of
think he has
risk they're
a
willing
child
to
too.
put, bro. He's the me,
Yeah.
man. These are the guys that are training and recruiting men to sacrifice themselves. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying?
mm.
Straight Marilyn
Yeah.
Manson, man. Come join my cult so you can throw your life away. Oh, she cheated on me. Oh,
Uh,
she cheated on me only once. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or twice. That's not 10 times. That I can still count down with one hand. How many times? One is enough, man. One time
yeah.
I'm
That's
out,
enough,
man.
man. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? I'm out, dog.
Even the
So that's
even the possibility, even if you don't have, dude,
Oh,
just the look is enough too. Let alone 2 times. You know what I'm saying? Look at this.
100%.
Bex with a comment. They want to whine about ideal relationships and not have their bubble burst about the fact they spend more time whining than they have uh, than trying to have a real relationship. That's true. A lot of
Right.
theory, not so much practice. Yeah.
Oh, they don't value themselves, man. Any man who returns to bed with, especially in today's technology, man. You know what I'm saying? Remember in the 90s, it was about what they call that, them phone chats. My chick is doing phone X. You know what I'm
Right, right.
saying?
Hmm.
Phone X. Now it's she could be video chatting a dude in the
Video chat, yeah,
bathroom
that's wild.
in the
Uh,
bathroom. There's too many elements of cheating now. And
exactly.
one shot, it just shows you that this guy is, like I said, the pink pill is real. He will put her above anything in his life. I don't
He
think he
did.
even cares about his children. His children don't matter. The
I think
woman
he
comes
said
first.
right. I think he does have a child. Like somebody was telling me, but yeah, that's the thing that a lot of the red pill thing they say it goes. You have to have your relationship first, and then the children come second. I
Look at
mean,
that.
that's not traditional, bro. Like the children come first, bro. Come
Well,
on, man.
your seed, man. Of course, it's the,
Yeah.
the 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 math is this. It's the man and the child, because if the man ain't healthy, the
Right,
child
right.
don't survive. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? Then the
Exactly.
mother. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be
Yeah.
those three elements, because the child
That's what
keeps
I'm
the man
thinking.
there. That's his seed, his legacy. Then you know what I mean? The love, the
Huh.
trust of the mother. Like, how can he trust she not exposing his child to a random dude when he at work?
You never
When
know.
he
You
already
never
knows
know.
that, he don't care. He just
You don't
wanna
know.
be able to keep her in his life. You know what I mean? Guys like
Yeah.
this, and then you're going online saying you're red pilled,
Yeah.
and then another guy on there is bragging about, I take someone who grows corn for a living. You know what I mean? It's horrible, man.
Hey, bro, like Viking Paradigm, yeah, man, you're always welcome to come up here someday. We can talk about it because I'm just intrigued. Bex with a comment: single people turn into single people for relationship advice. Yeah, man, I ain't single, bro.
To Lindsay right out the gate, say, look, Lindsay, you know what? You cheated on me. You're done. You're gone.
Okay, now he's
Yeah.
doing
Oh wait,
single.
One time, huh?
hold on.
Not
Yeah.
this
Pause it.
time.
How
He's trying to be
can he
funny.
say that? How can he say that when he's with corn
Uh,
growers? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
You would take a chick growing corn and you gonna say, yo, she cheat on yo, she's got how many ghosts of Christmas
Like,
passes
I don't
between her legs?
even Christmas. I don't even like to think about that. That's so harsh nowadays, man. To think about that, all the stuff that's gone on. Hey,
Yo,
this is
hey,
I think he's flirting with her. He's trying to be funny. Glen Ross.
yo, you remember that game from the '90s, Soul Reaver? You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
Yo,
that.
most chicks open their legs got more souls than Soul Reaver.
That's a lot, man. That's a void.
The
Con-
souls of the
Soul
deadly
Reaper.
soul. Yeah.
It was a look at this by Austin Murphy. Male and female weren't designed to stay together for life. They were made to procreate, then separate. Anything else is part of delusion. We're also. I
Yeah,
mean,
get
I don't know
that
about all that.
scammer. Get that
Come
scammer
on,
out of
bro.
here. This is
Come
the
on,
guy
bro.
buying
This is
into
some
that
weird shit.
BS, man.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
Remember that one
uh, that's
You
some
know what that
NPC
is.
shit, bro.
time?
The trolling is
Oh,
real.
yeah, I was really sorry too.
My bad.
Damn you,
Got
AJ.
a couple more minutes of this. I gotta go to the Thai
Told you
spot
not to
for
tell
some
everybody
lunch.
that we're Eskimo brothers.
You
You
gotta
guys
You
come
look
on,
did.
up.
I
brothers.
didn't.
But also another
Here
little
we go.
key
Listen to this,
detail is that
father hostage.
she did cheat on her boyfriend to get with me. She left a Chad boyfriend to get with me because I was still a better option.
Yo, I'm gonna cope you. He said, Chad, dude, we don't do. You can't Chad worship here at NPC Game Live. Ben, this is your channel, my son. You know you watch this years later from now in the future. Please don't Chad worship, bro. You're a Chad Roan. You're a Chang Road. You don't need to worship other quote unquote Chad. Just to say that word sounds very cringe.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Well, I remember talking about it years ago that, I did a stream YouTube, and I don't know if they deleted it, but it was about how Chad is a religion. You know what I'm saying? Chad is
Yeah, it
basically,
is.
to the average man now, the equivalent of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? You know what I
The
mean?
King of
If
Chad
the
is Christ himself.
Yeah, he's Jesus. If think
Yeah.
about Tom Brady died and what we still worship. The Chad, we
Right.
still say Chad gets all the. You're like, dude, Brady, Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler is one of the worst ones. Is he
Yeah.
said Jay Cutler? I don't want to be with him because he's such a good dad. This is 6'4", 6'5", Jay Cutler. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But think
Paul
about it.
Walker.
But let me give you the example why he's Jesus. Because even if the Chad got sacrificed in the court, guess what? He died for this. He gets sacrificed for the sins of all other men. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So the Chad is still Jesus. And
Yeah.
Tyrone is Moses. You got put
Tuh.
based on the value.
Moses.
Tyrone is Moses. You know what I'm saying? Chad
Yeah.
is Jesus. I'm trying to
Holy
think of
shit.
the others, you know what I mean? And the female is God.
Mhm. Black or white. Shout out to Uncle Fatty with the comment. Grandpa Fatty. He said, once a cheater, always a cheater. Yeah, for sure, man. You can't live that down, man.
Right?
It's hard
Here's
to recover from that.
yeah, and here's the other thing, bro. Not to interrupt you, is that when he took her back, he basically validated what she did was right. A lot of guys
Yeah.
don't get that. It's a reward. I'm gonna stay with you after you did this. So what she did wasn't wrong. You validated. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's
You
kind of
actually
like
rewarded her with good behavior. We
there
rewarded her
it
with a
is.
reward.
Yeah,
Instead of
yeah, but it's kind of
punishing
like
her.
it's kind of like a dog. I don't mean that. Well, it's like owning a
Oh,
dog. If
come on,
your
go ahead. The
dog
dog,
bites,
yeah.
yeah, if your dog bites you,
You
you
gotta
don't
pet him.
buy it a toy. You don't pet it. You
Yeah.
punish him. You tell that dog. You discipline the dog.
You did it, yeah.
But these guys will just, she cheated on me once. Oh,
It's
I'm gonna still stay
it's
with it, and she did nothing wrong.
it's the waterworks, man. They fall prey to the waterworks. Let me see this. Now
Ah,
maybe Austin Murphy was talking about animals or something, not necessarily human when he said male and females or decide to, yeah, because like alligators, they don't stay together and shit. So maybe we'll give you the benefit of the doubt,
Yeah,
Austin
but we're
Murphy.
not
Yeah,
animals, man. We humans,
yeah,
we make our choice,
yeah.
and in long term, I don't want to jump too far off the boat, but long term, a lot of guys they don't understand the way it works. The man's
Hmm.
for monogamy to work, it's like this: the man agrees to sacrifice his fertility. Let's think about it. Let's say
Hmm.
you're 45 and your wife is 45. She can't have kids no more. You still can, but
Right,
you've set up yourself by saying, you know what, I'm gonna align my fertility to you. As in,
right.
once you can't have kids, I won't have any more.
That's it.
That's the
Right, exactly.
sacrifice a man does, and no
Hmm.
one brings this up. That
They
a
don't talk about
man,
that shit.
no, they don't talk about a man
Yeah.
sacrifices his fertility by saying, yo, monogamy is all about a man sacrificing and dedicating his fertility to one woman. That's what it
I
is.
could have like 15 kids, like Nick Cannon style, right now. If I wasn't, committed to this, you're absolutely right, Hold.
Right,
That's a really good point.
right.
So like I knew the game back then, I just didn't have full clarity, and that's why she picked me. So I always knew that it was a possibility. That's why I was so tolerant of it, because it's like, well, we got in this situation that way, but it is what it
Of
is.
her cheating
That's a
on her
I
really
boyfriend with
I know
him.
better now, but hindsight's always 2020, and I don't go back on my word either. So
I'm intrigued by that
Uh,
story
uh,
because
uh,
I rarely meet people who stay together, especially after a second.
Hey,
yeah,
Sherelle Snow with a
intrigued.
comment. You can always adopt your eggs from. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, you can freeze your eggs all you want, but there comes a time where no matter how many eggs you have and how healthy the eggs are, a woman's body cannot have a full term pregnancy after a certain amount of years, right? When she hits the
Uh,
menopause. So
oh, yeah, it's a
J
risk.
Lo kind of fucked that up with people, like saying like, oh, yeah,
Uh,
I can be 50 years old and have kids. I mean, you
yeah,
can,
yeah.
but that's not the norm, honey.
Yeah, well, it ain't
Yeah,
only that. It's that you're willing. This is what America has created. You
I
know what I'm
wish they
saying?
could have kids forever.
No, it ain't that. America has created is F them kids, man. Bring them in through your least healthiest body, even if it risks giving a mental illness, being born deformed. You know what I'm saying? F them kids, man. Just bring them when you want to, like they're a toy, like it's an action figure. You know what I'm saying? This is the risk it's put on. It's popularized. Do not bring a child into this world when you're your most healthiest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
F
yeah.
those kids being born in a womb that's healthy,
Which means like
well
18
nurtured
years
and
old. Maybe 19, 19, 20, early 20s. Yeah, for
uh,
sure.
instead,
Yeah,
man, bring them in when the womb look like a. It's not
it's
even honey nut
cold.
Cheerios. It's regular Cheerios. Ain't no flavor.
Yeah,
Ain't no flavor in that womb. That womb is just
yeah.
dry.
I mean,
Regular Cheerios.
that's pretty fucking. It's funny and all, but as someone who's with my wife who's in her like mid to late 40s, we still want to have children. But you're right. Realistically, man, you have to take into account that there's a lot. It could be a lot of complications. There's a
What?
lot of complications. There could be a lot of complications. So let's
Well,
keep doing this.
oh, no, not to interrupt. That's where, bro, you get a
What's up,
pet
Joe?
or something. You get a pet with you. You got your kid already. You get a pet or something to input that
Or
energy
adopt.
towards, like, adopt a puppy
Yeah.
or,
No,
I mean,
adopt a human.
or another kid. Yeah, but the problem
Yeah.
with that is, your kid, depending on the resources you have now, because, you got to understand sometimes it's just a reaction of, it's a spark. Like, you making that child was when y'all were the most vulnerable,
Oh yeah, for
you
sure.
and your
Yeah.
wife. So there's a spark that comes with that where you're like, you know what, I want to have a kid, but really it's just I want to get to that level of intimacy we had when we were going to make a child. You know what I'm saying? Where it was complete trust. You know what I'm saying? That might
Well,
be what it truly is.
that's part of it, but like for my situation, we wanted to have a child since like 11, 12, 11, 12 years ago when we first got married. But it wasn't until like what was it like 6 years later it took, right? And it was very planned out because we had to be very mindful of it because there were some it wasn't there were some things that we had to do to make that happen, like So it was very thought out in a sense. So
You
um,
see,
mhm,
not to interrupt you, that's where the extended family has so much value, man. Where,
mhm.
if y'all were together, y'all want to have a kid, but the grandma, the aunts are there, where you're like, you know what, we gotta get on our foot to fully take care of the kid, but for the time being, we might put you on, auntie or niece. We might
Mhm.
pay you a little allowance to watch the kid when we do what we gotta do, man. That's why the extended family is so
Oh yeah, it
important.
helps. Yeah,
You
that's
know
part of
what
the
I
reason
mean?
why we stay here. Even though most likely I'll probably go back to the United States or try another country, but we want my son to be around his extended family, his aunts, his uncles, his all his cousins, and all that side at least. And then when we go back, we'll do the opposite. With my side over here, over there. Um, yeah, man. We're gonna say a part of the reason why I'm so big on the sibling thing is because I want my son to have brother and sister. I think that's
Well,
always cool to grow up like that. With a
yeah, but
sibling.
you gotta look at it as the want versus the need. You know what I'm
Yeah, for
saying?
sure.
And then the other thing you gotta look at is you're in a new country. Your son is born there, but you're there. And I think what's most important is that for him, he just sees the stability. You know what I mean? Because you're in a whole new place, and he grows up because the decision for him's gonna come up. What will he accomplish there? Will he reach a level where what he could become a big boss up in where you're at versus
Oh,
going
absolutely.
anywhere
Yeah,
else? There's a
you'll
lot
be
of
able
options
to.
on the table.
There's a lot of options because you'll be able to always come back here regardless.
Mhm.
Because we have a house, he'll have a house. And whatnot. Uh, I
Well,
believe I believe the whole world is ours to a certain extent. So let me show you
well,
this for real quick.
Yeah.
Second time. And I even forgot my question. I was so okay. Yes, I remember. So you think all women are going to cheat, or you didn't say capable. You said they're pretty much all going to cheat. So why even bother? Two questions. Why even bother having a relationship? And secondly, do you think men cheat as much as women do?
mm, mm.
Good question.
Me specifically?
So
Well,
Yeah.
I think all women are capable of cheating. Yeah. All men are
No,
capable
I
of
didn't say
cheating.
She didn't
capable.
say that.
I didn't say capable.
He
Or
said
if I did,
will
I made a
cheat.
mistake.
That's,
Are going to.
yeah.
that's what I said, Lindsay, not him. I said that, not him.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
Hanson.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't believe that at all. I believe that just like all men can be cheaters, all women can be cheaters. It depends on the
Oh, that got
circumstances.
sent
For
out,
instance,
man.
when
There
my
ain't
girl
no,
first
ain't no saving that man.
asked me
Wait,
a
wait, wait. The story. Okay, okay.
long time ago, would you ever cheat on me? I didn't say, oh no, baby, I'd never cheat on you. I said, you know what? I don't know. I've never been in that situation. I don't know how I would act in that situation. I don't know how tempting the offer would be.
Bro, my wife's better
Uh,
knows better than to ask me a question like that. Better just
well,
not even to ask. It's like,
well,
what do you
the
want to
thing is,
be? Like, do you want to be lied to or you want the truth? You know what I mean? It's like,
well, it ain't that,
don't even
man.
ask the question, bro.
The thing is this: when you in a relationship built on standards, there are questions you never partake. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
This guy swam in the sewers, man. I wouldn't
The
trust him
sewers of
about the
this octopus
quality.
right here.
I wouldn't trust him about the quality of water. You know what I mean? You still bet in
Uh,
a. And the thing is this, man. We're in the
what
new
time is it
age.
right
The
now?
questions they are asking, they're talking about the year 2000. We're in the
Uh
age
huh.
of with all the laws and everything going on. When I first started YouTube, a lot of stuff I did was a precursor. I called it "Live by the One Strike." You know,
Yeah, you're the
and
you're the male
what's
oracle, man.
what's happened, bro, is men in the current age we're in now. It's a zero tolerance rule because anything could happen. And then with the U.S., I don't know if you heard. I was watching a homie's video on YouTube. He put, Catherine, I think her name Catherine from New York. She just passed a bill that verbal, anything you say verbally could count as abuse.
Hmm.
You could go to jail for that. We're in the zero tolerance age of, like I've been telling guys, you're a man. By default, you can't say nothing. If any
Yeah.
sign of something negative is happening, you just leave. The answer for men now is zero tolerance. Any
Right.
sign of negativity, you leave because while you're together in the US, a case is being built. The longer you're with her, the longer the case. How long he's been abusing me? Well, you know, we've been together for 3 6 months. That's all building a case. And in the U.S. now, anything you say as a man, you're misogynist, you're sexist. Like I told guys when I was talking to them, like if a chick asked you, "I'm in a long-term relationship. What can I do to make it better?" As a man in the U.S., you can't say nothing. You're supposed to just wave your head. You're supposed to say, you know better. You know what you're supposed to do. Because anything you say by default of being a man could be misogyny, mansplaining, sexist. You know the list. You don't have
Hmm.
any say or any value of your words. Why? This is why you all online you hear number of women talking to each other like banshees, just bouncing and singing to each other. No men are allowed to say anything because they know that we know the law, man, and the predictions have come true. Men are. This is why ghosting is at an all-time high. I was talking to a young guy. He was a Zoomer, Gen Z, and he was telling me, "Dude, I'm about. How would you break up with a girl?" I said, "Dog, you text her. Why? Because A, you're not within physical contact. You're not within throwing plates, accusations of abuse. Men are now in the age of you can't stay close. This is why a lot of women are complaining they're alone. And what did I do? Think about this. I'm gonna ask you this question. A chick asks, "What did I do?" You can't. She can't know anymore. Men can't say nothing. So
They can't, but
uh,
like that's maybe this is why shit. If I would just say like I would say you did this, whoopty whoopty whoop. Okay, bam. I mean, what are you gonna do? What's she gonna do, man?
hey man, that's where
What's
the
she gonna do,
abuse
man?
comes, bro. You saw. I don't know if you saw what happened to that Chiefs player. This is a football player. She false
Uh,
accused my man and pulled his hair out, bro. No jail time, nothing.
yeah. I mean, no, I'll say it over the phone, dog. If it's that bad, I'll say. But I'm not
Uh,
gonna. I mean, I can. I
yo,
don't give a fuck, man. Maybe it's
nah,
good.
man,
It's good that I have a wife because I don't give a fuck,
yo,
man.
bro. Remember, man, you a product of the '90s. That night, you too engraved in it,
Yeah, I'm the Generation X, man. We were in the middle. We're in the middle. We remember what it
man.
was before it was real
Uh,
life. But then we went to the Matrix, man.
brother,
Yeah.
you too.
All they're
You
gonna
gotta be careful. That's the danger of, you gotta
careful,
catch
but
yourself. You gotta
the real
catch
men
yourself.
stand out though, man. They stand out because of there's so many like less than folks, and you
But
know,
what is
and
Chad? But homie, what is Chad known for? He won't pick up. He don't call. He just ghosts.
that's true. Yeah, you're
Chad
right.
don't give.
Yeah, that's
Chad
true.
don't give no. Chad and Tyrone don't
Yeah.
give no. Explanations
My
because
thing
you
is okay. Like
supposed.
if it's worth it, if Chad feels, I can't believe I'm talking like this. If he feels like feels moved to say something, then why not? But I can see how one would make it not a regular practice to actually engage
Uh,
with them
remember the phone.
on a broker. Yeah,
Remember the phone recording. The way we are now. It's the U.S. The way things are. It's man. If things ain't
yeah,
perfect, as in you leave, man. As a man now, it's just and a lot of people watching this video stream think we're arrogant. No, man, we got females in our family, and
hmm
here's the dark part of knowing what we know. We know that there's a 80 above 80% chance that females in our families will not be married, will be single, will go down with the
yeah.
iceberg
I
and
guess so,
kill
man. I've seen
themselves,
them.
man. They don't know the
I've seen
darkness we
them.
go through and knowing
This is
this, man.
why. This is why I gotta. That's why it's like the channels for Ben and like Ben. You need to find a real one out there. Find, if you can, like one that's not a woman that's not on social media constantly. You know that puts you, gives you attention and whatnot. And I don't know what advice would you give your nephew Ben if you're talking to him right now? Because I talk to him on this channel sometimes. Like we're talking. Ben, his father hostage, your uncle over there in the home of little Uzi Vert,
Uzi
Philadelphia.
Vert.
You're not in Philadelphia. You're in Jersey.
Oh,
Excuse
I'm in
me.
Jersey, man. Hey,
He's in Jersey section.
I'm in Red
Ben,
Man Land. Red
Redmond
Man
man,
Land.
Brick City, baby, Brick City, bro. So this is Uncle Father hostage. What do you have to say to your nephew Ben? Some advice, real quick, before we
Man,
pip
I
off.
would, the advice I give Ben, man, is you gotta you and you women now are like the surfing. if the wave is good, you go with it. But as soon as there's any sign that the wave is no longer worth riding, you gotta go. You
Mm,
know what I mean? That's how it works now. We are no longer in the age of conversation. Let's compromise. Let's work something out. Remember, we are now like look at us making. We're now content. You know why reality shows don't work no more? Everyone is filming a reality show. You are your
right.
girl's content. If you
Oversaturated.
yeah. If you start talking and begging, guess what? She gonna put you on Instagram, TikTok. I got a man that
Yeah.
he's begging me to stay and blah blah blah. Next thing you know, she go viral and we here laughing at
Right.
you. You know what I mean? You know
Absolutely,
what I mean?
man.
Yo,
Yeah.
remember that remember I'm just a bill.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just a bill. Yeah, only a bill.
I mean, that's what we
Pathetic.
gotta do. We gotta come up with like a song. Like we're singing what was the name of the Schoolhouse Rock?
Gloves rocks, yeah.
Manosphere Rock. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you see another man in your room, just leave. Don't simp.
Just leave. Cut your losses,
Just
man.
leave.
Be a pimp. Yeah.
Manosphere
Be a
Rock,
big
man.
old pimp. Yeah. No,
And one more
we're gonna need
thing.
that. Go ahead, talk
Hey,
to Ben. Talk to your
one more
nephew.
thing. You know the legend, man. There's only one man who's a legend. Kevin
Okay.
Federline.
Like I said,
You know what I mean?
MD.
He was the GOAT, man, the true
Okay.
legend. And basically, man, the
Oh
way it
my
is now
God.
is bro,
Kevin
go
Federline.
you go with them, but you always gotta remember no more. There's no more room for conflict anymore. Breakups are severely from a distance, and the other sad thing is, man, if you going out, the safest place y'all meet now is, I guess, motels or whatever you're doing. You
Shit.
go out, and you gotta end it. The thing is, it's
Yeah.
sad to say, but
A public
the
place.
yeah, men now, man. If I'm gonna give you the truth, if marriage isn't an option, then what happens is everything below that degrades and has no value in the U.S.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So if you're not pursuing marriage as a man, if that's not anything you see in your
Yeah.
future, then that means dating. Everything becomes like I told guys, and I predicted this. I called it the no-term relationship, where men can't set any terms or standards. Guess what women call that? As predicted, they call that the situationship. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? There's no more
Situation. Yeah.
terms. You can't set terms anymore. So guys gotta understand you're just enjoying what they call a pop-up store. That's what relationships are now. It's a pop-up store. It's open today
Here
and
today,
gone
gone
tomorrow, man.
tomorrow. Gone
That's
tomorrow,
it,
man.
bro. You
This
enjoy
is
it
what it
while it's
is.
there and get out, man. That's it. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
And God on Guardian with the comment on this syncs up with that. Just imagine the artificial fuckery that's going to be in the future, Gabriel. Oh yeah, man. We already see that. We already see it here. Hints of it today.
Mhm.
Where you go on Instagram, and on all the beautiful women are literally AI pictures and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like, how the
bots.
hell? What the hell's going on, man? And even the
Yeah.
real women, they use art,
All them filters.
those filters, and it's not
They,
dogging on the women, bro. I think us men need to sack up too. We need to
I
sack
mean,
up and
well, man,
focus
brother,
on what's going on,
man.
what's really going on.
Man, but Black, so man. To me, if chicks back in the day used to be a chick, or, what I mean, we black, so a chick, you just need some lotion. You know what I
Some
mean? Maybe a
lubricants.
little makeup to keep your skin
That's
moisturized.
it.
I'm not, and lipstick. You don't really need makeup, lotion. Like a lot of
Yeah.
these chicks, I see fake eyelashes, and I'm gonna tell you what's scary about this. I was a bouncer. I bounced
Mhm.
a lot. And one day I was bouncing and sun hit me in the head. So up here, a lot of these chicks are wearing wigs. So if she slept with a dude and he straight up popped the bottle of ranch on her hair, her wig, her weave, you know what I'm saying? The residue might
Yeah,
still
all
be
his
there, bro.
kids.
And then think of the eyelashes that's fake. Like how
Oh
she
yeah,
washing that. You know what I mean? If
man.
it was
I
natural
don't know,
hair, she could
man.
wash that and all that.
There's a
But now it's
yeah.
just, man. And
There's
Black sheep, I'm gonna tell you something. I was working at the bar, bro. A chick's weave lit on fire.
a
It fell on
what the
the
hell?
candle. Fell on the candle,
Oh,
and
the
it was the
candle.
wig. Yeah,
A
the
little intimate
candle and the
booth
wig.
right there. Kind of
Yeah,
fire.
and the wig was burning, bro.
Uh,
It was wild. Yeah.
that hair hat and hooligan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that wig for. I mean, there's a time and a place for dress up for sure, but I like them natural, man. I like that natural beauty. I think
All right.
Sherelle Snow, the beautiful Sherelle Snow, Ahmad, she can go both ways in terms of she looks good all done up, but then she looks good also too natural. You know what I
Well,
mean? So
my thing, bro,
yeah,
not to interrupt you, is that, man, it's the problem is with this is that it becomes pro inferiority. Like, you see the white women will wear extensions based on their hair texture. Us,
hmm
on the other hand, you'll see wigs based on the white woman's hair. This is why you'll see the white women have no real respect for black women. It's like you're wearing our hair.
yeah,
How can we both stand toe to toe when you're wearing our hair,
hmm
straight hair? You're worshiping, you're claiming the most beautiful you are is with our features. So you're below us. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So how can we stand together? This is why there's such a, and think of the straight haired women, Asian, white, Indian, whatever.
Those
All these
Indian
women,
wigs, basically.
yeah, no, bro, the chemicals in that. They said there's a lot of cancer causing chemicals in that.
There's a Matt. They get Mad Hatter
Bad.
syndrome.
It's
When
bad,
the
bro.
people used to wear those top hats back in the day, hundreds of years ago in London,
Mm.
and the glue or they put arsenic or something like that in the
Oh,
chemicals in the glue,
yeah,
it would cause the people to go crazy. Thus you get the Mad Hatter,
yeah.
and I see the similar happening on these tracks, these
Mm.
weaves, with these women, man. It's like
Yeah, the
it's
chemicals,
wild,
bro.
man. And then now
And
men
bro,
are wearing hair treatments too. I heard about people
oh,
in the damn panelverse here were wearing hair treatments and whatnot. Come
I
on,
seen
bruh.
that.
What's this world coming to?
I seen
Let it
dudes
go.
I seen dudes with weaves now, bro. Wigs. It's what they call them fake ass.
A
What they
hair
call them fake
treatment. They what I call
glasses.
it.
I saw dudes with
The
turf.
sod,
I saw turf
turf.
on his head. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You know what I mean? It's bad out here, bro.
it's
But the
bad.
men are the women now, so they're free
That's it.
masters.
They switched it, bro. We switched it. Yeah.
That's
Hold
what
on.
I'm telling you.
I can't watch anymore. This thing. But go
No,
ahead.
remember I told you years ago we need to sell a product called Man Ponds for the man
Man,
that
pod, yeah.
feels it's misogynist to stand up pissing. The man that feels that it's only right to sit down peeing because it's wrong that you would stand up and abuse women by standing up pissing. You should sit down. Man
How dare you?
Ponds.
By Menon.
By minute.
Mangina,
Johnson.
man.
Oh, man.
I heard that, bro.
Let you go. You ain't down with that? What you down? That's still goddamn.